Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. Saturday, we have one game on tap for us. It is the brand new team, the Fishers Freight, heading to Northern Arizona to take on a Western Conference opponent. Northern Arizona with a lot of turnover. We talked about it in their preview. Let's go take a look at this game. Alright, so as the preview screen pops up here, we have an 8:05 p.m. Central Time kickoff, as always, on the Indoor Football League Network, where you can catch every single game of the Indoor Football League, unless someone pirates it somewhere else, I guess. We have a brand new team joining the league this year. If you've been living under a rock, or if this is your first video, well, welcome. Glad you got out of that rock. But yeah, the Fishers Freight have been announced for well over a year now, if I'm not mistaken, or pretty damn close to it. And this is going to be their inaugural game in their inaugural season, and they head over to Prescott Valley to take on the Northern Arizona Wranglers. The Wranglers themselves going through a little bit of turnover. Their head coach and offensive coordinator are over to Bay Area, along with quite a few players, as has been the case of the last couple of years. So in comes Ron James as their head coach, former arena football head coach. He knows the game inside and out, and we'll see if he can bring some arena football tactics to the indoor football world. Let's talk about the season leaders. They haven't played a game yet, so we don't have any stats for anyone, but we do have some former players of teams of past and some players that are with the team from last season. Starting with Fishers, Jaya Wright is your starting quarterback. He is the former quarterback of the Sioux Falls Storm, a team that is now dormant as of right now. So he comes over to Fishers, kind of stays in the Eastern Conference, kind of sees what he can do with new head coach Dixie Wooten and what the Freight have to offer. Fishers running back John Gay, a rookie for the Freight, and we will see how they're going to incorporate Dixie Wooten. When he was with Bay Area last season, had kind of more of a run-oriented offense. They were not afraid to throw it deep, but at the same time, it kind of went, it was very centered around Daquan Neal and how that quarterback play was going to be, and even sometimes Felix Harper. Receiving yards, JT Stokes from Bay Area. He comes over to Fishers to be with Dixie Wooten. We'll talk a little bit about that in the rosters, but more notably, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that you're going to see a lot of talent for Fishers when we get to that 25-man roster. Stokes, no different. Very good season from him last year, and yeah, just more of the same. We'll see what Fishers can put on the field. For Northern Arizona, Christian Arambide, or Arambide, however you pronounce it. I apologize for butchering it if I did, but I'm going to call it Arambide. He is on here just because of the last name starts with the letter A. They also have quarterback CJ Fowler. He played over in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll see who gets the start, but I just have him here because of his last name, A over F, so there you go. Marvin Kinsey, more or less for the rushing yards. Northern Arizona did not really have a running game last year. They did, but they didn't. They used a lot of wide receivers more often than not. And then your receiving returner is David Elder. He was the guy that kind of played that, H-back, slot receiver, jet sweep. He'd line up next to the quarterback and take handoffs and things along those lines. So maybe there's going to be more of a running element for Northern Arizona this year with an established running back. Injury report for Fishers: Noah Batiglieri, Sean Steele, and Jalen Carter are all added to the short-term injured reserve. Northern Arizona has Jadakiss Bonds on season injured reserve, and Victor Hampton and Devin Thomas on short-term injured reserve. Your game odds have the Wranglers favored by 1.5 at home, with an over-under of 84.5. Money line very slightly juiced to Northern Arizona. Plus 100 odds for Fishers on the road. We are at the Finlay Toyota Center in Prescott Valley, Arizona. As always, like I said in the very beginning, you can watch this on the Indoor Football Network. In our head-to-head matchup, this is their very first meeting, as it is Fishers' very first game. So, let's go take a look at those 25-man rosters, bets, predictions. We'll head on out. All right, let's talk 25-man rosters as they appear over my face, and we start with the away side first, the Fishers Freight. Now, I'm going into this with, kind of how I've said it in previews and things along those lines. I think Jai Wright most likely gets the start, having indoor experience in the last season, but Keegan Shoemaker could make life difficult for him. We'll just kind of see. I am curious to see who gets the starting job at the running back position, whether it is John Gay or John Lewis. I just put John Gay there just because of, again, first initial of last name. Don't really know. When it comes to the wide receiver position, there is a little bit of some experience here. JT Stokes, Julian Walker, Shavera Smith, Isaiah Cox, and Jordan Kress. Isaiah Cox and Jordan Kress come over from the San Diego Strike Force from last year. And like I mentioned previously, JT Stokes comes over from the Bay Area Panthers. Julian Walker and Shavera Smith, if I'm not mistaken, are your rookies on that receiving core. So a nice little mix of veteran and rookies. On the offensive line, AJ Forbes, LaQuinston Sharp, Jatarius Spivey, and Jeremy Cooper. LaQuinston Sharp comes over from Bay Area as well, and Jeremy Cooper comes over from the Massachusetts Pirates. AJ Forbes and Jatarius Spivey, I believe, are your rookies on that line. Overall, the offense is really good. I mean, I like the mixture of veteran and rookies that you have with it. The running back room, a little bit raw, but overall, there is quite a bit of experience on this offense. Dixie Wooten can put it together. We'll see how they go. The defense, though, is really, really scary. A lot of experience. Christopher Oakley, Jalen Swan, Robert Horsey, Tylan Wallace, and Isaiah Reed. Christopher Oakley coming over from Iowa and Quad City. Jalen Swan coming over from Quad City as well. Very, very talented defensive linemen for Fishers right there. And then one of the other three is going to start, whether it's Horsey, Tylan Wallace, or Isaiah Reed. They've got some size right there, 300 pounds, 310 and 315. I mean, those are some big boys. Tylan Wallace, 6'3", 310. That is a big, big boy. Tamar Hart can play defensive line or linebacker, but they have him slotted at the linebacker position. He played for Duke City last year. He has been with the Omaha Beef in the NAL or CIF or whatever it was called at the time. I think he was when they were in the NAL, but regardless, he was with Duke City last season. He kind of tore it up, all things considered, the season that Duke City had. So he will be blitzing. He has played linebacker for Duke City before, if I'm not mistaken, in a couple of games, so he knows the position pretty well. Again, just some more experience there for that defense. And in the secondary, Kareem Golden, formerly of Tulsa, Aaron Jackson, formerly of Duke City, Jaden Rowe, AJ Felton, and Devin Hafford of the Massachusetts Pirates last year. So again, even more experience in that secondary from last season over to this one. Jaden Rowe and AJ Felton, if I'm not mistaken, come over as rookies, but again, some rookie veteran mixture right there, just like they have with every other position. It seems it's just a good mix, man. I really like how this roster has been put together. It's a pretty good roster. The kicker is Michael Beloga, and overall, yeah, that's what we have for the first 25-man roster for the Fishers Freight. For Northern Arizona, they come over here with a brand new coaching staff and a whole bunch of new players, as they all kind of defected over to Bay Area in the last couple of years. Christian Arambide, CJ Fowler are your quarterbacks. We'll see who starts. Like I said, Fowler kind of has that Europe pedigree, so if he gets the start, I am not surprised. Nolan Susel and Marvin Kinsey. Again, I put Kinsey as the leading rusher, quote unquote. D1, his last name is, earlier in the alphabet. There's a little bit of veteran experience on the wide receiving core. Deshaun Stoudemire was with Northern Arizona last year. Kobe Smith was with Arizona last year, and David Elder was with Northern Arizona last year. Along with that, Jamal Couch, Arlen Bruce, and Chris Vaughn. Offensive line, Chris Simon is returning, and then Atuatazi was with San Diego. I cannot pronounce your first name. I'm sorry, man. His name is Junior. I know they call him Junior. But Atuatazi was with San Diego last season, so a little bit of experience on that offensive line. Yoenis Coleman and Raul Esperance rounded out for that. On the defense, Darius Johnson, Karan Bolden, and Mason Newton. Bolden comes over from Tulsa. Newton is re-signed, so there is some depth on that defensive line. Kalen Hicks at the linebacker position with Fode Jallo and Chizzy I pronounced this earlier in my head. Amunakwe. Chizzy Amunakwe. There we go. I think I got it. So, again, a little bit of veteran experience there. Bakembe Carney in the secondary with Kieran Page, Malik Saunier, and Edward McClendon. Carney comes over from Quad City. Malik Saunier is re-signed. So there is some veteran and rookie turnover there as well. Brendan Fisher is back. He did not play last season, but he has been with Northern Arizona before. So some more leadership, some more experience of, hey, this is how things kind of go. So overall, both teams have a nice little mixture of veteran and rookie when it comes to both sides of the ball. So with that, let's go take a look at our bet. Let's go take a look at our predictions, and we'll get on out of here. All right, let's just get crazy with it. My bet for tonight, Fishers plus 100. I think they get it done. I do. Now, am I surprised if they lose? No, not one bit, but it's plus money. It's just good enough for me to sit there and go plus 1.5, minus 1.5 for a spread. I think Fisher's money line. I don't care how they get it done. If they are 1 point better, yeah, they don't cover, but they do make some plus money on that money line. I do think Fisher's, I'll just go out and say it, I think Fishers has a superior roster with what they've brought in with the talent, especially that defense. That defense is going to eat. I do think they are. And if they can get after whoever starts, I mean, it's going to be a rookie quarterback regardless. And yeah, there has been obviously some game speed and stuff like that over in Europe if Fowler is the starter, but indoor and outdoor are two completely separate games, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get that rhythm going and how this offense and strategy wants to go for Coach James in Northern Arizona. Dixie Wooten has been around for quite a while. He has taken his talents from Iowa, Tucson, Bay Area, now over here. I think this is a strike while the iron's hot, catch them off guard kind of game. Bringing JT Stokes over and getting the two wide receivers from San Diego and Kress and Cox, that's going to help Jaya Wright. Jaya Wright had a very good receiving core in Sioux Falls, and I think this could help him even more, especially regardless of who the running back is, whether it is John Gay or John Lewis, if they can get the running game going as well. Jaya Wright was a dual threat style with Sioux Falls, so they can kind of get the running game going and then hit JT Stokes over the top. There you go. You can hit Jordan Kress or Isaiah Cox. They're all really good. And then again, that defense, if they can attack, I think Fishers pulls it out, man. I do. I think they do. On the other side, Northern Arizona, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm curious to see how their strategy is going to go. Last year was we're not going to use a running back. We're going to pass and use dual threat with Josh Jones. I don't see that happening with this team. I think it's going to be more conventional. I'm not saying it's going to be arena style, one man in motion under center or anything like that, but I do think it'll be more conventional, more pro style, dare I say, where they want to kind of establish the run, be more balanced, and kind of see where they're at. The defense does look really good, especially that defensive line, linebacker, and that secondary. All three of those all have some veteran leadership, whether it's Mason Newton on the line, Kalen Hicks, Malik Saunier, Bakembe Carney, whoever the case could be. Like, they have talent on that defense. So for me, are they going to do enough to take the ball away? Are they going to do enough to get off the field on third downs? Can they get them in third and long situations for Fishers? I mean, it just kind of comes down to that. I'm going to see this game is just the most intriguing to me for this week, just because we have no idea. A brand new coaching staff with new players, a veteran coaching staff with some veteran talent, and a brand new team. So it's just best of both worlds for me. I really am looking forward to this game. My prediction for this one, though, 38-34. I think Fishers wins this one on the road. Silence whatever haters there are. I don't think there's any haters. I think people want Fishers to do well. And Northern Arizona, not off to the best start, but we'll see what happens. And again, Northern Arizona wins. That's how we have it. But for me, like I said, 38-34. I think Fishers takes it. And that is it for our preview between the Fishers Freight and the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this game and how it's going to play for both teams, with the strengths, the weaknesses. Again, we've got a brand new team, And then on the other side, we pretty much have a brand new team. There is some returning talent with Northern Arizona, but there's a lot of rookies mixed in. And I am really, really genuinely curious to see how this game is going to go. Northern Arizona has a very good fan base down there in Prescott Valley, and Fishers is getting a good one in Indianapolis and the surrounding area. Well, Fishers, obviously, but, Indianapolis, suburbs, what have you. So for it, I really want to see how this offense for Fishers goes, and on the other side, I want to see how the offense for Northern Arizona goes. I think the under is clearly in play, but ultimately, I'm just ready for this one, man. I don't know why. It's just the thought of having a brand new team in the league, I guess, for me. So anyway, there we have it. Signing off here, guys. As always, love, appreciate everything you do. Likes, comments, subscribes, commenting on the videos, liking the videos, interacting, doing all of that stuff. It means a lot. It means that I'm doing a good job, I guess. So it makes me happy for that. So thank you all for liking, commenting, sharing, doing whatever, get the views, everything like that. It's not lost on me. I know I say I don't care about it. I do care about it. But at the same time, if I lose subscribers, if I get dislikes, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I love making videos for you guys, so it means the world to me. So that being said, I'm taking off here, guys. If you want to, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to take off here. We're going to get ready for this kickoff. And until then, I will see you in the next video. See ya.